On January 16, 1990, 79-year-old Luella Patterson was visiting her granddaughter, Dima Brown, at her home in Vancouver, Washington. It had been months since they had seen one another, and they were looking forward to being able to spend some time together.
My grandma's just really important to me because when I was a child, she played such a big role in my life. She was just so special. She was the person that made me believe in myself. She was probably the one most single, important person in my life when I was growing up. We were sitting there visiting and talking about old times and when she was on the farm, and she was just enjoying it. I had made a large batch of rolls.
Really nice.
You want to sneak one for the treat, Stephen? She said, sure, so I opened a roll and I gave her half. I had put everything onto the table except for the rolls. I turned around, she was gone from the chair. And I just had an instinct of feeling something was wrong. I walked back in the kitchen, and, you know, you just, by the way she looked, I could tell something was the matter with her.
KJ! KJ! Grandma's choking! You need to go get KJ now!
I was in the office on the telephone. I was immediately alarmed that I better get up and go see what's going on. So I just abruptly cut off the conversation, and I went back into the kitchen.
Hold on, KJ's coming. Hurry up, KJ. She's choking.
She was completely helpless to help herself to do anything. And when she turned around and looked at me with those great big eyes, it was just like, help me, KJ. That was the part that was hard.
I need an ambulance at
The call for help came in at 5:44 p.m.
Hurry up, somebody's choking, please.
Stay on the phone while I get, stay on the phone while I get somebody going.
EMTs from the nearest fire station were immediately dispatched.
American, I got a subject choking for you.
A team of paramedics from farther away, trained in advanced life support, were also sent to the scene. The call was then turned over to dispatcher Laird Cummings.
Yes.
Help is on the way. Is the person conscious?
Not barely.
Okay, how old is the person?
Age 79.
79.
Yes.
Okay, do you have any idea what the person might have choked on?
Yes, on a roll.
Okay.
Bread.
Okay, have you been able to remove it?
No. It won't come up. We're trying. Don't hit her any harder.
Okay.
What do I do?
Is the person able to talk or cough?
No, they're past that
Listen
point.
carefully. I'm going to tell you what to do.
Grandma, are you out? She's out! Oh, God. I'm sorry.
She was pretty hysterical, and she was yelling and screaming and really not paying too much attention. Started giving her the orders of what to do and how to do it. And that took control of her and took her mind off the, the situation that was going on at the time.
Okay. Stand behind the person.
She's down on the ground.
Okay. What you need to do is just basically like lay behind the person or get down with the person, okay?
Stay with the person. Lay with the person.
Behind them. Wrap your arms around the waist.
Wrap your arms around her waist, KJ. Around her waist.
Make a fist with one hand
Make a fist with one hand.
and place
Oh,
it.
my God.
Okay, just repeat what I'm saying, okay?
Make a fist with one hand.
Place it against the stomach,
Place it against the stomach. Place
in the
it against the
in the middle, slightly above the navel.
In the middle, slightly above the navel.
Okay, grasp the fist with your other hand.
Grab the fist with your other hand.
Press into the stomach
Place into the stomach.
with quick upward thrust.
Quick upward thrust.
And repeat that until it's expelled, okay?
She's out. She's
Okay.
out. Nothing's happening.
Okay. Okay, keep trying that. Is the person able to breathe?
Oh, they're out. She's out cold.
Okay, listen carefully. I'll tell you what to do next, okay? Get her flat on her back, okay? On the floor.
Back on the floor.
Okay.
God.
Ma'am, you're going to have to calm down just a bit, okay? And try to help.
She started to lose it again, and at that point I was concerned that there was nobody else there that was going to be able to deliver the procedure. I didn't think that she was going to be able to be competent enough to do it.
Mikey, you need to...
Dina sent her daughter Mindy upstairs to get house guest Michael McComb.
Calm down just a bit, okay? And try to help. Strip the chest and straddle the thighs,
Okay,
okay?
hold on. Say it again.
Strip the chest and straddle the thighs, okay?
What does that mean?
That means that you would sit across the thighs. after you strip the chest.
Across the thighs.
Okay, have you got that? Hello?
When I heard the ambulance coming at that point, I just looked at Michael helplessly, and he knew that I couldn't stand there any longer. And I gave the phone to him.
And he says, okay, what do I do now? And I went through the procedure with him.
Place the heel of the hand against the stomach, in the middle and slightly above the navel. Got that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, place the second hand directly on top of that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, got that?
Yeah.
Press into the stomach with quick upward thrust. Do this about 10 times and let me know what's going on, okay?
Okay.
What we're trying to do is expel that object. Has anything come up? Have you checked in her mouth?
We knew we were working against time. We have a 4 to 6 minute window where the brain can be without oxygen, and we were getting real close to that time period.
Is she breathing or moving yet?
No.
Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to tell you what to do in the next step, okay? Lift the chin so the head bends back.
Uh-huh.
Open the mouth. If you see something in there, try and sweep it out. Don't push the object backwards.
Okay.
Okay? You done that?
Put her head back. And her chin up. There. And now what?
Okay. Once you get the mouth open, if you...
She's breathing.
She is breathing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Heimlich maneuver seemed to have loosened the blockage.
I ran outside to wait for them to get here. I was in fear that they'd pass the driveway.
Over here! Hurry up!
I didn't know if she had been out long enough, really, whether any damage had been done to her or whether they would be able to really bring her back.
As we pulled in over the engine noise, I could hear a lady screaming, and they're screaming for help. And I'm up at the edge of the seat, and I'm thinking, this is serious.
Somebody's here, the paramedics.
Okay, I want to keep you in line until they get in the house, okay?
Should we get out of the way?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I'm going to hang up then.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
EMT Chris Orman was on the scene within 3 minutes.
I'm concerned, real concerned, because this is on the edge. I mean, we find that she still has a pulse. Her pupils are still reactive. She was still trying to breathe. She just wasn't moving any air past the blockage. Paramedic unit was only a minute or so behind us, and as long as 2 minutes of my life.
The EMTs worked on Luella until paramedics arrived with equipment specially designed to clear blocked airways.
Okay, she needs to get that thing out of there. We need the airway kit in here right now.
Using a laryngoscope, which is a tool that's made specifically for looking into a person's mouth and throat. I was able to see Brett actually blocking the vocal cords.
I see it. There it is. I got it. There it is. Terry?
Moments after removing the bread, she took a real deep breath.
Yep. Her color's pinking up. IV's on the way. Let's get her ready to transport.
I went out into the front porch, and I just said a little prayer, and I just said, God, please give me an opportunity to get back to her what she gave to me as a child. You know, just kind of asked him to restore her, and I believe that he did. And I sent over the best crew probably possible to revive her.
After 2 days in the hospital, Luella Patterson was back home with her family.
The people from the ambulance, the people from the fire department, and the people from the 911 center, and the man on the other line particularly, were a part of my family almost at that time. They cared, they were sensitive to the emotion and the hurt that was going on, and also all business about bringing Grandma back around.
I thank God I have more days to be with the family. It's just wonderful to sit down with my grandchildren and be alive.
This has definitely made my grandmother and I closer, and I spend as much time with her as I possibly can. And I value the time because it's so precious. She could be gone right now, you know.
If your community does not have 911, post the emergency numbers in your area by each phone and teach your children how to use them. This series is dedicated to the men and women who risk everything to save the life of a stranger. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Hard Copy, TV that starts where news stops. Hard Copy doesn't just take you to the story, it takes you through the story. Hard Copy, weeknights at 7 on WBAL TV.